Hello, my name is Justin Morgan, and for my Artifact speech today, I'd like to highlight my longtime partner through some really tough sections of my life. My climbing shoes. These are actually my third pair of shoes over my 6 years of climbing, built for comfort, as well as the ability to smear any type of vertical rock that I could come across. They have by far become my favorite shoe. I can push longer sports climbing routes, as well as put hours of work into bouldering problems at the local climbing gym, all in the comfort of these shoes. Growing up in Hawaii, I was never actually able to get into climbing. I hiked a lot, I camped a lot, never spent a lot of time at the ocean. But moving to Utah gave me not only access to the mountains, but the tutorship of a very close friend to show me the ropes, per se. Getting into climbing requires not just the investment of time and effort, but also a significant investment of finances. A lot of people just start with a pair of shoes, often hand-me-downs, but make sure they fit a lot tighter than a lot of people would expect. The next investment is a harness or some sort of protection if you want to push into different types of climbing. Then you also need to learn these different types of climbing. A lot of people start with bouldering, which is shorter climbing problems where you use a crash pad, which is a bit of a mattress to protect yourself in case you fall. My favorite form of climbing is sports climbing, where you tie into a rope into your harness and protect yourself by placing this rope into carabiners, which are also placed into bolts as a form of protection in the wall itself. The most technical form of climbing is traditional climbing. You place these points of protection yourself as you work your way up the mountain. I've never actually done it, so I don't know a lot other than that. Knowing your safety knots and how to clip your rope as you progress up the wall are very important when it comes to sports climbing. Climbing means a lot to me personally. After an accident I actually went through a few years ago, I used to bicycle as a form of commute to my job about 10 miles away until I was hit by a car. In the ICU, I was actually afraid I was going to be paralyzed. And through my time on bed rest in recovery, I read a lot of novels and watched a lot of documentaries. So I got a little excited to get back into my harness. Through yoga and strength training, I was able to not just get back into climbing, but excel at it more than I ever have in my life. So it's been very, very motivational to me. Throughout my years, my climbing shoes have been a gateway to some really good experiences. They've gotten me through some really hard times, including my physical and mental rehabilitation. I find it interesting coming from someone who shops at thrift stores and lives in hand-me-down clothes to have such a soft spot for a pair of shoes. But the literal blood, sweat, and tears spent in these shoes have made them feel as an extension of not just myself when I'm climbing, but every day. An artifact of my life I plan to hold on to well past their expiration date. Thank you all for the time, and all my best on your mountains in the future.